Hello, today I'm going to show you how to do copper tooling. I'm going to show you the different steps to go from the flat metal like this to this. Okay, this metal actually has a patina on it, and this metal does not. So the first thing that you want to do to be safe is tape it. Okay, I'm going to show you how to tape one side, and then I think you'll get the gist to tape how to tape the rest of it. Masking tape works well because it's easy to take off. So you would pick a side that you're going to tape first, measure approximately, tape it down. Now you don't want to tape too much, you just want to tape a tiny little bit, because if you tape too much then you're taking away from your surface area to create art. So if you can see how it's just a tiny little line there. Now you can take that and you can flip it and then put the tape on the other side, and again, same thing, you don't need to take up that much space on that side either. And then crease it down flat like that, so that you're only, again, taking up a tiny little strip. So you would do that all the way around the entire thing. Now if this gets in the way, you can just cut it off and then do the next side, cut off the excess, do the next side all the way around. Then please also put your name and period across the top, your first and last name and period, okay? And then you will be at this step once you've taped both sides. And again, that's for safety because you can cut yourself with that. So you're going to do a sketch. We're going to be talking more about that. Abstraction. You're going to have an image and you're going to abstract it. You're going to take that image on a piece of paper, cut it out, and you will be taping it to your copper tooling. Then you're going to take a pen. See, it's an abstracted tree. You're going to take a pen and trace over, and you have to press really, really hard. Okay, I'm actually going to do it right here because I have drawn on that one already, on that section. You don't have to use a pen. You can also use one of the tools that we'll be using for tooling that has a sharp end. You can also use that. So I'll use that one and show you what that looks like. Okay, so if you see, I haven't done the whole thing, but you can see where the impressions are at that I've made. So I would trace this whole thing, and then I would start the copper tooling process. This one is halfway through, so you can see this is the same thing. This is the tree, and the lines, if you look at the difference, you can see some of the lines on this one, and then some of them are popped out. This right here, there's a line. This section hasn't been popped out yet. So when you want to pop out a section, what you do is you have to decide between the negative space and the positive space. So the negative space is a space all around the shape. Do you want that negative space to pop out, or do you want it to go be a low relief? So you have high relief and low relief when you do this. So this little area in here, say that I want to pop this down, I would come in here along the edge. And there's quite a few different tools that you can use. A lot of artists make their own tools. I'm using a wooden sculpting tool right now. There's also plastic ones. And you have to find one that has the correct kind of tip for what you're trying to do. This wood one is working nicely for what I'm trying to do right now. And a lot of it's just going to be experimentation and figuring out what works for you. So once you press it down on one side, you have to go up to the edge on the other side. So when you start off, you have about moderate pressure that you're pushing down with pressure, and then as you go, you'll be pressing harder and harder. Now, if you really want to achieve high relief, you can put a folded towel under here. You can also, when you get to this point, you can put cardboard underneath, because that way you're pressing down on a surface that moves, not a flat table. Because with the flat table, there's only so much height that you're going to be able to get easily. So I'm really pressing around those edges. Now, you're not going to sit and do this on one little section of your art and that's it. You're going to gradually go around the entire thing and slowly pop everything out. you're going to have problems if you just do it in one area only. So you can also do texture. If you look in here, I used a hammer and a metal tool, and I made punches, so I created texture. So I used, for this one, like I showed you, we used a drawing. You could also use a stencil. I want to show you that with this. This is our Spartan logo, so this is a stencil. So you could take that, tape it on, and then trace it, and then you could do the copper tooling with this part of it. So with this section, I kind of started it a little bit. I need more of a rounded tool. I'm going to use the plastic one because it's a little bit smaller getting in there. And if you accidentally go over the edge, it's okay because you can just fix it on the other side. That's why when you're first starting out, you don't want to press too hard because it can make a lasting mark in the metal. You can put scrape marks in it if you're not careful, so you do have to kind of watch that. So now that I've done that side, I'm going to come in. You can start off by coming right along the edge and pressing if you want. And the light makes it kind of challenging to see these fluorescent lights that we have in here. So now do you see this little round section in here? This tool wouldn't work very well, so I'm going to grab another tool that's rounded. And then I can use that tool. This side's rounded too. The rounded tool is really helpful to get into a rounded area. The square tool will be helpful for getting into an area that's square, like around the top here. So again, you're going to be doing this over and over again on this side, flipping it around, pressing up to the edge, flipping it back over, pressing it down, and eventually it will start popping out. Okay, after you do that, we are going to patina them, and we'll be doing that with ammonia. The ammonia gets this color, this green patina, and then what we will do is seal it with beeswax, and then that way the patina won't come off. And we're going to have wood blocks that we're going to paint. I'm going to teach you this dry brush method, kind of makes it look metallic. And then we're going to use upholstery nails, and we're going to hammer the metal to the upholstery nails. Okay? So that is a short version of how to do copper tooling. Thank you.